Hi, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Barb, and I'm going to bring you along while I'm doing a little bit of reconfiguring of my yard. I've been wanting to do this. I've been battling the groundhog, so I think I found a solution. So let me show you what I'm up to. Let's get to it. So one of the things I'm doing is I am replacing this fencing with that type of fencing. Right now I'm waiting for the gate thing to come in, and I'm hoping it's the same style. I'm not sure, but I got a really good deal on Amazon. It's like 10 panels with the gate, so that's what I'm gonna replace this with. And where this is going is, this is the fence that I purchased with eggs. Every panel cost me a dozen of eggs. So I am moving this over to here. So I have a couple of gates. I'm going to put a gate there, and it's just going to continue. I want Bella to be able to just run around and me not have to put her on a runner. But, so what I'm fixing to do right now is, so you see how we have this sunflower spinner thing? I'm gonna put something in with the chickens to keep hawks from wanting to drop down. We've had a lot of extra hawks coming through. I don't know, they're more than usual, and one has flown between the coop and the fence and straight at me to my back porch and flew between the two houses. So I think to prevent that from happening, I think they'll avoid the area if I have a spinner within here. I think he was trying to swoop down and grab a chicken, but the fencing kind of got in his way, I believe. But I don't even want him swooping. So I'm going to go ahead and put a spinner in there just as a deterrent. Look at them. They're all comfy, dust bathing. I gotta fix that little rooster there. All right, let's get to it. That's done. Hopefully that will deter any hawks coming through, and it's pretty to boot. They're all doing well. Oh, they ate the apple. I hung an apple for them. Looks like they ate the whole apple. Have to get some more, especially today is like 85, so I like to hang cold fruit for them to peck at, and refreshing. Probably refreshing for us, but probably doesn't make much of a difference to them. Who knows? This took me a little bit, but here we have it. I did have to purchase a couple of panels. I did buy a couple new gates. I got some free hostas, so I planted some along the edge here. And I have half of a gate here and half a gate over by the chicken coop that I can go in and out closer to the garage. So this is working out great. I went ahead and got this little container filled up with topsoil and some black cow. And I wasn't going to plant any beans this year because I have so many beans that are canned. But I decided I'm going to plant some for fresh eating. So that's why I'm not doing like 2 beds worth. I'm just doing these little containers here. And I have green beans and flat beans. So let's see how many I can get in here. I also have another brand of green beans that I'm soaking right now. So I may end up doing 2 beds of these 2 little containers of green beans. We'll see. I want to kind of group them to likeness. So the brown ones are the regular green beans, I believe. I could be wrong. I'm going to keep all these together. While I'm out here, I want to take care of the onions that I seeded and see if I can transplant them. I'm going to dig them up and see if I can transplant them without killing them. So let's do that next. So I trimmed them. Don't know if this is gonna work or not. I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing here. But I trimmed the root, I trimmed the top, and I think I pulled one out by mistake. I don't know where this one was, but we're just gonna go ahead and stick it right in there. There. I'm gonna water it. But first I think I want to put something down, sprinkle something down over this. Got some grass clippings that I've been using around my other beds for weed suppression, and it seems to be working. And I got that trick from Ruth Van Zimmerman. If anybody's familiar with her channel, it's got a lot of good tips and tricks. Tips and tricks. Yeah, okay. All right. Hopefully this will take, I still have a lot more in there. I'm surprised. If this works, this will be the way I go from here on out. I'll start them with the seeds in the raised bed and then dig them up. So fingers crossed that it works. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with the rest of them. As you can see, I got a lot more to do. So I'm going to dig those out and keep doing what I'm doing. And I'll bring you back when I'm done. I did this one. I did half of this one. And the other half is the green beans, the other ones that I soaked. There's like maybe 12 beans in there. I put them around my tomato plant in the planter. That's one spot. The second planter. And the third planter. I also put them in here. So I've got 2 tomato plants there. This one I don't think is going to make it. That one over there, that's tiny. But that one's okay. So I put them along the edge here. So I still have room in between to put some basil. My basil, where's my basil? There's my basil. But I also have, I think those are peppers. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with that. It's still tiny. I've had it out here. I'm not sure. I may end up having to purchase basil plants to plant. I don't know. But going back to those onions, I'm hoping this really works. Because let me tell you, buying onions, you know, don't get me wrong. I like Dixondale onions, getting my onions from Dixondale Farms. But it's kind of costly. And, you know, after last year, I'm thinking, you know, yeah, I already ordered. I ordered last year for this year. And it's cheaper just for me to buy a 10-pound bag at Costco than it is to purchase like 3 pounds. Yeah, those 3 pounds are going to multiply into multiple pounds, but still, it's a lot of money. So if I can learn and figure out how to do my own starts, then I can just get onions, you know, onion seeds from the Dollar Tree or Family Dollar and do it with those. So that's where I'm at. Those are my scarlet runner beans back there. These 2 tomato plants are indeterminate. I'm not sure. I don't know if they're called Cherokee purple. I know they're purple and red. Watch me be wrong on what actually developed, but those, you know, I tried to save those seeds. And then these are cucumbers. I planted a lot of cucumbers because I want to make relish. I go through a lot of relish making my Thousand Island dressing. So I want to put some relish on the shelf. So I planted quite a bit of cucumbers. I also ended up doing this year, again, the long Denise. Look at that. Or is it Denise? I don't know what it is. But I stuck a seed in the ground again. I got watermelon, bush baby. And I believe I also put, what else did I put? The long Denise. Oh, and butternut. I did butternut. Like Special Place Ranch, butternut. I love watching her channel. And then I think it was like an old spaghetti squash seed from an Aldi spaghetti squash. So we'll see what comes of that. So this is where I'm at. This cucumber plant, I actually started inside. And I stuck it out here. But yeah, everything is thriving. We had a lot of rain. Let's see. Oh, let me show you something else. Look at my flint corn. That's doing really well. See, that's the sweet corn. Not doing too good. So I don't know if I did something with the soil or maybe it's the type of corn. I don't know. but I'm just gonna watch it and see how it does. And this is the garlic that I purchased off of Amazon, like a spur of the moment purchase. And it's supposed to be music because I've heard so much about it and I don't know what happened, but this is what it looks like. This is the white German that I've always planted. And this is supposedly supposed to be the music brand. So I may just chalk this up to the soil. I don't know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that they sent me the right stuff. So, and then my sweet peas. Look at these. Coming in nice. I love having peas in my salad. And my onions are thriving, the ones from Dixondale, as always. So I hope I can get my own to do this. I'm trying to grow beets. I have a feeling I'm doing it at the wrong time of year. I cannot grow a beet to save my life. This is the most I've ever gotten are these type of leaves. I've never even gotten that. They're usually maybe like this. And it never bulbs up into a beet. So who knows? Either I plant them too late or I have to try and plant them for the fall and not in the spring. It's my cabbage patch. And apparently Brussels sprout got mixed in with the cabbage patch, or in the cabbage patch. But that's all right. They're doing very well. I've got Brussels sprouts in another bed. There they are. And I have cauliflower in there. But these are all Brussels sprouts and they're doing really well. I have the netting up like this because, you know, I did this, probably even mentioned it already, but I did this entire fencing to keep that groundhog out. And she doubled down with a baby and they snuck through here. So I think I was supposed to get new gates tonight. They're coming soon. I'm trying to remember what I planted. I think it's the 8-ball. It could be, there's a yellow round one. I know I did one of those. And I think I did the patty pan again. Or sunburst or whatever they call them. So that's how they're doing. And I direct sowed. So I think I did 2 seeds and 2 seeds. Yeah, there's 2 plants. So I think these may be 2 different yellows. And I may have done both of these as the 8-ball zucchini. Yeah, this flint corn is doing very well. Still not sure how I'm gonna use it, but it's an experiment. This is how I learn. And my little itty bitty peppers back here. I think they're all red bells. Could be snacking as well. I don't remember. I really need to do better with labeling. Let's go say hi to the chickens. Hey girls. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. They're doing very well. Oh, there's one under there.